Everyone, today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 things that have significantly improved my life. Some of them are small, some of them are big, but I thought it would be a fun way to kind of reflect on what's working well for me and just kind of share. So we're going to go down the list. I have my phone here with my cheat sheet in front of me. I've spent some time thinking about it. So number one is having 2 sets of sheets per bed. I don't know why it took me so long to figure this one out, but I figured it out this past year and it truly makes my life so much easier. So when I change the sheets, I immediately put the other clean fresh sheets on right then and there. And then I can go launder and, wash the dirty sheets. And I don't have to rush and feel stressed about, oh, it's still in the dryer. I've got to make the bed. I'm exhausted. It's just done. So yeah, I don't know why it took me so long. I don't feel like I need more than 2 pairs of sheets per bed. We have 2 beds in our house. We have our bed and then a guest bed. So I have 4 pairs of sheets. It works great. They are different bed sizes, so that's part of it. But why did it take me so long to figure that one out? I don't know. But it's significantly improved my life and my sanity and helps me actually want to wash my sheets because I love that feeling. I just hated doing it before because I would forget and then it'd be, 10 o'clock at night and I'm tired and I'm cranky and I'm making the bed and it just wasn't a positive experience before. Number 2 is working out in the morning. I never thought I'd be that person, but here I am doing it day in, day out. So before this little winter break that I'm on, I have been going to the gym 5 to 6 days a week, usually around that 6:30 time in the morning. I have a gym near my house and I swim most of the time, or I will have a recovery day where I walk on the treadmill and do stretches and stuff like that. But it is just so nice to start the day for me, doing something for me, instead of starting the day immediately going into my email for work, immediately logging on, and just giving myself kind of the morning window to focus on me. It helps wake me up. I'm in a better mood. I feel like my brain is fully functioning by the time I get, to my work day. And also it means that when my work day is done, I don't have to leave the house again if I don't want to. Usually then I go right into making dinner, cleaning up a little bit, and then I'm in my jammies for the night, which brings me to number 3 is having a dedicated set of jammies, PJs, whatever you want to call them. I call them jammies. It really makes a difference. So for a long time, I've been doing this one for a couple of years, but for a long time I would just sleep in leggings or a sweatshirt or t-shirt or whatever, and then I would end up wearing that throughout the day too. So having a dedicated set of jammies that I only wear them when I'm unwinding in the evening and I sleep in them, but in the daytime I get up and I get changed. It really mentally helps me differentiate between nope, you need to be awake and alert now versus yes, now I'm in my jammies, I can just be done for the day. So it's kind of like permission to rot at night once I have my jammies on. So usually my goal is to get them on as soon as I can. So it's after dinner, after I've cleaned up, I'm in. But that's one thing that, just the differentiation of clothes. Even now I'm kind of on this winter break, but I got up and I put on just a plain shirt and sweatpants, but it's not my jammies, okay? So I can lounge in these, I can do stuff, but I don't know, there's just something mentally good for me when I separate the 2. All right, number 4 is autosave. Set it, forget it. This has really made a big difference in my finances. So I think it's very common for a lot of us to do this with our retirement, with our 401k, setting that up. And it happens before the paycheck even hits your account, you're not manually moving money. But I've done this with my brokerage account as well as my emergency fund. So I just have an auto pay set up from my bank that once a month my investment account gets some money and my emergency fund gets money. I treat it like a bill at this point. In my budget, it's with the mortgage and the utilities and all that other stuff. It's those auto transfers. I need to make sure the money's in my checking account to do that transfer. And that has been really, really helpful because again, I'm not thinking about it. I'm not really talking myself out of saving either. And it just automatically goes and it builds up over time. And I think that is something, I'm excited to, maybe if I get a raise or something like that this year, I can increase those amounts. But that's something that I don't want to ever stop doing because it's working for me. Number 5 is closing my inner circle. So I have maybe just wised up as I've gotten older and now I'm in my 30s, but I think that it's okay to have a smaller circle. I didn't ever have a big circle of friends. I was never the popular one. I never had 20 friends all at once. But I do think it's okay to be very picky on who you kind of let into your inner circle, who you share things with. I have definitely felt like the less personal I am at work, the happier I am. So I don't share a ton about my personal life. I keep it pretty vague, pretty generic. Think, when people ask about my weekend, it's not that I don't answer. It's just that I'm not going to tell you all the ins and outs of everything I have going on, And it's just saved me a lot of energy. So yeah, I have a couple of very close friends. I make an effort to see them. I make an effort to text them. I make an effort to remember their birthdays and their kids' birthdays and all of that. Like, those are the people I'm kind of investing my energy into, and it's been working really well. Number 6 is kind of on a similar note, is not over explaining myself. I feel like this one also just came with maturity and age, but I don't have to convince somebody else to have my way of thinking. I don't have to defend myself till I'm blue in the face. If I have a different feeling or a different belief or a disagreement with somebody, I don't have to keep fighting my case so that they understand me. It's okay that they don't understand, and that's when I need to move on. Whereas I feel like, especially in my career in the past, I have hung on to things way too long. I've fought very hard to make my point come across, and I've just realized the more that I fight it, the more it hurts me. It doesn't really do anything else. You're never going to convince someone to see your point of view when you're screaming it at them. So I feel like that has offered me a lot more peace. It also has kind of let me, stop thinking about things like that. If somebody has a different point of view, or I think that we should have done something different, well, I made my point when I was asked, and that's the end of it. And then I just move on. So that's one thing that I think more than anything has given myself some peace back. And it's been a boundary of mine that I've been enforcing with myself, that, you know what, you made your point once, that's all you had to do. They made a different decision, leadership, or, a different department, whatever. Just move on. Nobody wants to be the one that can't adapt to change. Nobody wants to be the squeaky wheel. So I think that has offered, just again, kind of permission to move on with my life and not be so stuck. Number 7 is being sober. So my husband and I have been sober for just over 2 years now, and it has completely elevated my life. So we don't drink alcohol. It is truly one of those things that I feel like unlocked my potential. Life is so much easier. Life is more vibrant. And I know it sounds cheesy, but it's how I feel. And I think, it also helped me kind of weed out who, really cared about me, who didn't. When we stopped going to the bars and stopped, doing social events that revolved around drinking, yeah, we got invited to a lot less things. But I also then found out who my true friends were. And that is going back to kind of my smaller, circle and everything. But I feel like for me personally, I can manage my emotions a lot better. I'm managing my mental health better. I'm not dwelling on things as hard or as long. And I'm also just always reliable. I'm always there. You need me to drive you to the hospital at 3 a.m.? I got you. I'm never compromised. And for me, it's been just really positive. There are times where it is definitely a quieter pace of life, but for my husband and I, it's been good. So that's one thing that I haven't talked about a ton on my channel, but it's something that's been going on and kind of on the side, and we're really happy. Those are the 7 things that significantly improved my life recently, the past year, couple years, and I just thought I would share with them. I would love to hear from you if there's something big or small that has improved your life. Let us know in the comment section. Would love to borrow any of your tips or tricks or hacks. And yeah, that's all I have for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in my next video.